mean, vinyl was massive. It was the only format that was available. They really peaked in terms of commercial visibility in the 80s. So the 80s were when, people were actually buying records wholesale and buying a lot of them. Around 91 was when the vinyl record was really starting to kind of drop in sales. But the interesting thing about that is that despite the format wars of the last, 10, 20, now going into the 25, 30 years later, is that in 2014, over 9 million vinyl records were sold.
Canadaboyvinyl, we're striving to become a full in-house facility where we offer all the components of how to make a record here in shop. That involves lacquer mastering, plating or galvanics as it's known, and of course the pressing of the records themselves. Plus we can offer a full range of all your printing needs, packaging, MP3 drop cards, shrink wrap, all this kind of stuff. One-stop shop. It's a pretty complicated process, as I'm learning and everyone's learning. It's not as easy as you would think. When I first started, I figured, there's just a machine and robots make records and here they come, and it's the furthest thing from the truth. It's a totally hands-on process. It's very artisan. I basically break it down into the 3 major steps. Number 1 being lacquer mastering. So we take the information from the band and we put it into our cutting lathe downstairs and we cut what's called a lacquer master. So that's the first sort of positive impersonation of what your record will become. After you're done step 1, then you move into plating or galvanics, and effectively you're making a metal copy of that original lacquer master. And we grow what we call stampers, and those stampers, we then take those and move them into step number 3, which is the pressing machines themselves. So you'd make an A-side stamper and a B-side stamper, and that's what you use to squeeze out the records. Records have never ever gone away. And of course now they're really popular, and there's a whole new generation of people that are getting turned on to this stuff where it's like this new thing to them, where old guys like me, I'm like, records is where we started. I mean, I've had a record collection for 30 years. You can't beat that warm analog sound. As far as I'm concerned, in my own personal opinion, there's just nothing sounds better than listening to music on a record. I believe that all music should be listened to on a record. To be able to have that tangible thing that you can hold on to, and getting back to the artwork and everything that was involved in listening to that record, and the whole experience of being able to maybe open up a gatefold and see all the cool art, and it's gaining popularity, I think, because of that too. They're like little treasures, man. I definitely want to be able to make an extremely positive impact in the music scene, not only just in Western Canada but across the country. I'm super proud to be sitting here to be the guy that's like, hey, you don't have to go to the States anymore and get all your records done down there, or Europe or wherever. And so it feels really good to be able to sort of help out the home team.